Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2015 State of the City Address. I do see a lot of familiar faces joining us today, and I'm going to embarrass some and mention them by name. It's great to have Chief Rob Kirk here from Fire District Number 1. I see Greg Martinet, our new president of the Southwest Johnson County EDC, Jason Camus, the new president of our newly retitled Gardner-Edgerton Chamber of Commerce, Beth Lynn, the city administrator for our friends and neighbors to the southwest, Edgerton, and Cindy Green's here from Senator Jerry Moran's office. Thank you for coming today, Cindy. I know I saw Bill Gay, who's the chairman of Rural Water District Number 1. Seven. He's number 1. As well as members from the school district, Pam Stranathan, Leanne Northway, Gary Diener, all in attendance, and last but not least, the Gardner City Council members that were able to make it today. We're missing Heath Freeman, and we're sorry he couldn't make it. But Tori Roberts, Todd Winters, Council Vice President Steve Shute, and Council President Christy Harrison, who welcomed us today. So thank you all for coming, and I want you to know that your continued support never goes unnoticed. To my family, my wife Melissa, who's in the audience, our sweetheart, and my parents, Lou and Pat, again back in the cheap seats, and Don Roberts, I see you back there. I'm sorry I missed you earlier, sir. Don works for the city, but he's also the mayor of Edgerton, Kansas. Thanks for coming, Don. But for my family, thank you for the sacrifice you make for the demands of this position. Your unconditional love and support is my foundation. To the Gardner residents, which that's what most of the rest of you all are, I am proud to be your mayor. I am humbled by your trust and confidence in this administration to conduct business in the best interest of our community. It is an honor and privilege to serve you, and I look forward to our continued partnership to make Gardner the most thriving city in Johnson County. To the talented and devoted staff members, many of them that are here in the audience, who work hard each day to keep Gardner moving forward, I want to say thank you for your commitment to public service. The City Council and I consistently challenge you to meet and exceed our community's expectations. And you have responded to that challenge over and over again through your outstanding performance. As you leave today, you'll be able to pick up a copy of our 2014 annual report. It'll be available to you at the door. It details highlights from this past year in which all of these staff members played a large part in accomplishing. Please join me in applauding their efforts. Today I want to talk about vision. We hear this word vision by leaders quite often, but I don't want us to turn a deaf ear to it, nor dilute its meaning and forget the magnitude that it holds. George Washington Carver once said, "Without vision, there is no hope." I would actually like to complement his words and add, "Without vision, there is no direction." Gardner, we have much to celebrate today because we have direction to make our vision a reality. I knew when I became mayor it would be the duty of this governing body to create a vision for the city of Gardner that would place us on a path to success. But vision coming to fruition doesn't happen by chance. Vision serves as our distinctive guide for resolving our current and future courses of action. It's about taking the proper steps now to get our desired and destined future. Ultimately, it is about implementing proactive measures that will lead us to our continued success today and for years to come. That is what vision is, and vision is what we have. Since my time in office, we have worked diligently to keep our vision on a course of action. This time last year, I reinforced the 4 strategic goals and priorities that helped us achieve great success in 2014. They are: promote economic development, improve quality of life, infrastructure and asset management, and fiscal stewardship. And I'd like to touch on a few of the accomplishments that have evolved from these goals within the past year. With state budget cuts, rising costs, and the uncertainty that comes with it, we recognize the need for a strong economic development program that positions Gardner for future success. That's why we've continued to promote economic development for the City of Gardner. Last year, we established an Economic Development Advisory Task Force to lead us through policies and strategies related to the development process. We succeeded in completing our comprehensive plan initiated in 2013. This plan produced vision, goals, and policies which will help us chart our investments and developments for the next 20 years. We also successfully completed our Economic Strategic Plan, which is an extensive roadmap to ensuring proper use of resources, wise investments, and development incentives. Unlike other existing plans, the Economic Strategic Plan keeps the implementation process at the forefront. And then there is our Capital Improvement Plan. This plan showcases the projects the city is planning to pursue to meet the needs of the community and prepare for future developments. We're looking forward to completing the CIP later this year. I believe the greatest component of all these plans is that they were developed in partnership with our citizens. We solicited input from faith-based communities, business partners, and our governing body, residents and our governing body, to obtain their input and participation throughout the development process for these plans. Just last night, we held an economic development symposium featuring a panel of some of the most prominent business leaders in the metro area. It was another opportunity to educate all of our partners, our citizens, and especially our governing body about the level of success the city can reach through a responsible economic development policy and process. Before I move on from economic development, I would also like to recognize that in 2014, we began updating the once overly complex and land development code to help streamline the permitting process, eliminating some of the hoops and hurdles for developers, and in turn, making Gardner a more attractive city to do business with. Our new code will help us establish the developments we want to see in Gardner, as well as give us advanced cost savings by eliminating some of the unnecessary processes. All of these pieces I've covered and others will coalesce into an economic development policy, which we will adopt next month. Our unceasing effort to diversify our economy is critical for our future. These measures will improve both the city's and citizens' financial condition by facilitating development opportunities that will diversify and grow the tax base, provide access to jobs, and provide positive impact to our residents' finances. If I surveyed the room and asked each of you what you thought the most important factor that determines a high quality of life is, I would be confident that most, if not all of you, would agree that it's safety. We are fortunate that we live in a safe community. As a matter of fact, the city of Gardner was ranked the 5th safest city in the state of Kansas by Movoto Insider. Also in 2014, we celebrated a year free of vehicle accident-related fatalities, and our crime rate remains very low. That can be attributed to the deeply rooted relationship between the Gardner police officers and our citizens. And I can only see this relationship growing stronger with the recent addition of new Police Chief Jim Pruding, who will be bringing his experience as well as new initiatives forth that will enhance our public safety Anybody that hasn't had a chance to meet the new chief, he's here this afternoon in the front row. You should take an opportunity. I also want to make special mention of our team of law enforcement professionals, and also Sergeant Jay Belcher, who served as interim captain while we searched for someone to permanently fill the police chief position. Jay and the rest of our professionals did not miss a beat while we were conducting the lengthy search. The entire department is deserving of recognition for helping Gardner be distinguished as one of the safest communities in Kansas. Leisure and cultural activities continue to play a vital role in enriching the quality of life for our citizens. We don't want our citizens to have to commute to other cities for activities. That's why I'm thrilled to tell you that our Aquatic Center rehabilitation is underway and scheduled to be completed later this year. I also want to mention that our Parks and Rec team has organized a new community event called Bands in the Park. I'm pleased to announce that our first concert is in May, and we're excited about this new community activity and hopeful for the visitors it will bring. We're going to see more special community events such as this that will enhance Gardner's leisure opportunities and attract visitors to our city. I would also like to mention one more thing regarding our award-winning Parks and Recreation team. Last year, we were able to add the Blue Chip Award to the mantle of recognition for this group. The Blue Chip Award is part of a community health improvement program created to recognize and reward Kansas communities who encourage and support healthy lifestyles through programs, policies, initiatives, and community events. Gardner was one of 4 cities in Kansas earning this distinction in 2014, and I want to recognize our Parks and Rec team for this accolade. Please, keep up the good work. I'm going to take a moment to share a little bit more about some of our infrastructure and asset management accomplishments. I believe sometimes we take our infrastructure for granted because we live with it every day as we walk or drive down Main Street or shoot any other street for that matter. We don't realize the work that is being done behind the scenes or in some cases underground. Having a managed infrastructure and asset management strategy will be a priority going forward as it helps to preserve and extend the life cycle of our long-term infrastructure assets. Upgrades are just one of the many tasks we accomplished last year with our infrastructure and is what we plan to accomplish each year. In 2014, we made wise investments in intersection, street, sidewalk, and crosswalk improvements. These improvements help keep our citizens safe. In addition to these improvements, we developed a comprehensive pavement management system to provide an objective, timely, and cost-effective program for the preservation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction of city streets. Some of our 2014 accomplishments include the assessments of our water, wastewater, and electric systems, and an evaluation of our information technology network. We will ensure these systems are working at their optimal rate. Fiscal stewardship is the last of our goals, and one that is intertwined with each of the others. Our financial health and fiscal stewardship has been a point of pride and cost savings for our residents. That is due to our award-winning finance and accounting department. They have been consistently recognized for their best practices and continue to receive awards for their financial reporting, and 2014 is no exception. These best practices allow us to provide savings for our residents through several successful bond refinancings. In the last 2 years alone, the city refinanced existing debt, achieving more than $900,000 in interest cost savings with plans to engage additional refinancing activity in 2015 because, let's face it, interest rates remain low. Thank you all for the hard work that you do to position our organization and save our taxpayers' money. With this team of experts, we will continue to make sound financial decisions that will benefit our citizens and help us accomplish our previous 3 goals. As you can see, we've accomplished much in 2014, and we're still working hard to accomplish even more in 2015. With the adoption of a new CIP, infrastructure and asset management will take on new importance. Roads and utilities have been analyzed, as have buildings and parks. Expansion of infrastructure to position the city for future economic development will also be considered, and a new 5-year plan to responsibly maintain and expand our assets will be instituted. Also in 2015, we will include maintenance and investment in the city's human assets as a top priority. This is important as new leaders join our city at the director level in the police department, the newly reorganized Business and Economic Development Department, and the newly created Utility Department. In the end, all the work from 2014 and into 2015 and beyond is to better serve the citizens of Gardner while preparing to serve those who will join our community in the future. At the beginning of my remarks, I spoke about vision and being on the right track, and how we must initiate action to get to our desired outcome. And while we've been able to celebrate our past successes and accomplishments, we must now set the course for new ones. Will Rogers, a favorite of mine, once said, "Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there." This applies to Gardner. We have our vision, and we are on the right track. But what's next? How do we keep moving forward? How can we leverage the efforts that will lead us to continued success? I can tell you the answer. It's by taking those steps necessary to make our vision a reality. That's why going forward, I will emphasize a CCC approach. This approach will support our 4 strategic goals and will serve as a direct extension of the work that has already been completed within these goals. So what is a CCC approach? Well, it reminds me of the triple threat position in basketball. Those of you that know the game, Perry Ellis, my man, know that it's a way of positioning yourself and the ball in a way to get to a desired outcome, whether it be a successful pass, dribble, or shot attempt. In that same way, we are using a triple threat component to position Gardner for a desired outcome through collaboration, communication, and civic engagement. These are the 3 C's. This is the approach that is going to help make our vision a reality. The first C, collaboration, is plain and simple. We will embark on a course for partnership opportunities, both public and private. Gardner is growing, and as our population steadily increases, so do the demands and expectations of our residents, businesses, and visitors. Public and private partnerships can help reduce debt and free up our capital to advance pressing needs, projects, and services. I'm glad that Don was here and Beth Lynn was here, because the Big Bull wastewater treatment plant is certainly an example of exactly what I'm talking about here. Public-private partnerships also help us deliver more quality public recreational services. Additionally, we have created collaborative and productive working relationships with the Kansas City Area Development Council, and we continue to enhance our relationships with the Southwest Johnson County Economic Development Corporation and the newly renamed Gardner-Edgerton Chamber of Commerce. Most recently, we have also positioned Gardner for greater visibility across the metro area by joining the Greater Kansas City Chamber of Commerce. These types of partnerships will help us leverage our resources to attract and retain businesses, and that will impact the value of our taxpayer dollars. Our second C, represents communication. We're bolstering our communication efforts not only locally, but to reach beyond our boundaries. We want Gardner to be a thriving community known for its capabilities and accomplishments. We will launch a newly designed website later this year to help attract site selectors, developers, and businesses as they research different cities to expand their organizations. We will also be developing a strategy to build our brand. We will strive to become recognizable. When you see the red bullseye or the golden arches, you immediately know they are Target and McDonald's and what each has to offer. That's the direction we'll head as we develop our brand. Our brand is not simply about a logo, which we will work together to enhance. It's about our identity and the message our logo sends when they think of Gardner. Gaining more media attention is another strategy to help build brand awareness. It is important that we communicate our successes and showcase our innovative practices. We've started many great ventures, and communications needs to be a key component of each one to bring positive attention to the city. And we've got a new communication manager on board, Danica Marshall-Akendo. Say hi, Danica. That's going to help us do just that. Our communication efforts won't stop there. We will continue to enhance our digital and print communication tools that connect us to our citizens so everyone can stay better informed, with the goal of being the best informed city in the Midwest. And lastly, the third C, civic engagement. Gardner has endeavored to engage our citizens more than ever before, and we continue to encourage their input into decisions affecting and enhancing their personal lives. From budget-related issues in January to capital planning in February and well beyond. To support our efforts, we began our first ever Citizen Academy, Gardner U. As another tool in our toolkit to engage citizen participation, Gardner U has been a great success so far. Our first class started in January and the reviews have been very positive. Citizens learn the full scope of city government from scheduled class time and held here at City Hall. Over the course of weeks, they will have learned about everything from finance and accounting to public works and everything in between. During this process, they also learn the value of civic engagement and the importance of their involvement in the decision-making process. Gardner U encourages citizens to take ownership of their quality of life as well as the future of Gardner. We see many opportunities on the horizon for future citizen involvement. I encourage citizens to keep a lookout for these opportunities and make it a priority to be part of the decision-making process. Civic engagement this year also included joining forces with leaders of service and civic organizations who've shown a desire to work in partnership to help bring a mutual vision to life. Later this month, we'll meet a second time with these local leaders to discuss shared community involvement opportunities and how to successfully accomplish more for Gardner together. So, what do we do with all this? Where do we go from here? We've set the framework. We've done the analysis and assessments. We've developed plans and processes. And we're better positioning ourselves by emphasizing a new CCC approach. So what's next? Next, we connect the dots. Our resources are aligned, and everything we have worked diligently on is in order. Now, we must move forward to adopting an economic development policy next month. Gardner, we are growing, and more growth is coming. We need to be ready for this. We must be ready. We must take ownership of our city and determine its future. That means we plan together, embrace growth together, new developments or redevelopments, new business or growing businesses, and new ways of thinking in order to keep our community thriving. As mayor, I want you to have options. Why should you have to leave Gardner to shop, eat at a popular restaurant, or enjoy a night out with your family? The answer is, you shouldn't. Because we're building a shared vision for Gardner. Someday, the sooner the better. You won't have to. It is our vision that brought us here today, and it is our vision that will lead us to a successful tomorrow. And as I close, I ask my fellow Gardner citizens to please help shape the future. Embrace the vision and capture the success that will make Gardner a clear city of choice. Thank you.